Yeah, I had to hit the record button on that. But what I was, listen, like you always telling me like who you know, right? Like the lady that just, got promoted in Mary Kay, right? You were just talking about her, like you know her, right? And then you got, the person who just got drafted for the NFL, right? That you went to high school with. And then your cousin, their cousin and your second cousin, they got drafted into the NBA, and then your third cousin just wrote a book, and then you got all these people. The person you used to work with now owns a company. Like, you have a whole bunch of people that you know, which is great. But I need you to get into the mindset where you're starting to be in that consciousness where you're not so excited, right, about who you know, right? You're more conscious of who knows you. Did the value that you bring to the people that you're connected, like the same way you naming all these people's names? How many people is out there? How many people have you connected with that's right now having a conversation about you? And that's all I'm asking you. I'm not saying stop knowing the people that you know, but I'm saying, listen, focus on yourself. Figure out ways that you can leave that type of impact in somebody else's life. You don't get paid off of just knowing people. I mean, they could get you connected with certain opportunities and stuff, but you don't get, hey, I know that person. Listen, cut that out. All right, and then the last joint that I was going to say before we threw this recording on was, listen, the only thing in life that's worse than being talked about. All right, and we both have experienced that, right? But listen, the only thing worse than in life that's worse than being talked about is not being talked about. Right? I don't care how quickly we get you to the goal that you want to reach. I don't care how quickly you get that promotion that you've always wanted. Right? I don't care how quickly you get that book out. I don't care how quickly you get that role that you were looking for. I don't care how quickly that happens. Listen, I need you to always be in the mode of advancing and growing in your profession. Right? Never lose that hunger. Never lose the eye of the tiger. Because I'm telling you, the minute that people stop talking about you, and we live in one of the, listen, there's a lot of things wrong in this country. Right? A lot of things wrong in this country. You've seen it. But the one thing that we do have is respect for underachievers. You know what I'm saying? We have respect for underachievers. We don't, 95% of the time you hear some bashing or something about somebody. Typically, it's somebody that's doing something. Right? It's typically somebody that's doing something. Here in this country, we don't beat down and we don't kick down people who are, struggling. Right? We might reach out and, try to give them some help of some sort, but we don't beat them down verbally, right? That typically happens to people that's doing something. So what I want you to do is I want you to be prepared, right? We watched that video together, the Jim Rohn, talking about disciplining your disappointment. I'm telling you now, when people stop talking about you and whatever it is that you're doing, in my profession, we call that washed up. Like you washed up, right? You're not even relevant anymore. So I need you to shift in that mindset as well. All right, so again, before we get out of here, I need you to focus. Right? I need you to focus on who knows you more than you focusing on who you know. Right? And the second thing that I wanted you to do is, what was the second thing? Oh, there's only one thing worse in life than being talked about, and that's not being talked about. Continue. Discipline your disappointment. You're going to be talked about. You doing the right things. You going forward. You're going to be talked about. Some of it is going to be good stuff. Some of it's going to be bad. But you need to be getting talked about. Right? That just comes with it. From, Barack Obama, to T.D. Jakes, to even you can go biblically, Jesus Christ himself. All right, so continuously make sure that you're providing service and providing value so that people will be talking about you for a lifetime. All right, so other than that, I got to get back to work. We still putting the finishing touches in on this album. I'm excited about that. All right, so yeah, let's just wrap this joint up.